Say hi to your friends in Latin 2.5, the other Latin 2.5. Look, y'all are supposed to be in this class, but you're not. Okay. It's fine. Okay, okay. All right. Okay, guys, let's start focusing. So we translated these. Yes, Alyssa? What about Miss McClose's room? Oh, I don't know. Someone changed it to that. I don't know why. All right, guys, reel it in. It's a little Andrew and let's have Keaton sit in front of Cammie. Can you do that, please? All right. So we translated number 1 yesterday. Yes, Hayden? I guess so. You can try to. No, yeah, just go. So we translated number 1 and 2 yesterday, and they're still color coded. We should be able to translate them very quickly right now. What was Bikini Nostri? Bailey, what was that? Our Lucy neighbor. So, guys, I'm going to be writing a lot. Yeah, something. I'm going to be writing a lot of vocab words as we go. This means neighbor. Y'all know no stare, right? I don't need to do that one. Okay. So it's about our neighbor, and then we don't translate say. It's either accusative or ablative, but we would not translate it at this point, so we don't have enough information. In Genua, it's probably be coming back to you now. Proteinous just means immediately. That's a new word. And then now what? It does iakio, iakura mean, Cora? It's the verb right here, iekerunt. You don't know. So that's why we're doing this way today. What does it mean, Cammie? What does iakio mean? Think of eject and project. Yes. So remember, turn this I, think of the I as like a J, and that should help a little bit. Yes. Okay. And what tense is iekerunt? Luke, what tense is iekerunt here? Oh.
So we're gonna sign in and everything.
Yes,
like
the people who do have their user in the password.
Okay. So if you want to take that, the people that don't have that information yet, I can get that down and reset those for you.
Oh, reset them. Okay.
So if there's anybody that's trying to use a laptop, they don't know their email and password. If you give me their first and last name, I can reset their password for you and send you their email and password.
Okay. Just for today, they might just hold off, and they'll be able to get that from the homework today. Yeah. So tomorrow they should be good.
Cool.
Thank you
for
putting that up. Appreciate it. All right. Iakio is to throw. So in what tense was it, Luke? Tense? Yeah, Daniel, what tense do you think? Let's see how rusty Daniel might be. What tense is iekerunt here? Oh yeah, it's covered up. It's so let's see. I could move that, I guess. Cora?
Perfect.
It's perfect. Okay, do we have a good mnemonic for why ERUNT ending should make us think third plural perfect? Somebody think of a mnemonic right now. I know, yeah. Because
it's weird. It's the only weird one in perfect.
Because arunt by itself means they will, just future. It's the only weird one in future. Right. We should say it's the runt of the future, the perfect litter, because all the other ones have I. They're like all about I, right? It's like long I, isti, it, imus, istis, imus. They all what, Cora?
They all have such big egos. It's all about the
I like that, yeah. Except, so maybe we like the third person plural. He has less of an ego. He self-identifies as a quote-unquote runt of the litter. And this is all going to help us remember it forever because it makes perfect sense and it's totally logical. Okay, so our neighbor threw or has thrown Say, how do we translate say? Now we know what to do with say. Anyone? Himself. And then in Ginawa, that was the weird thing where it's like onto knees. I'm going to add it actually. I'm going to say Sua. So we can say he threw himself onto his own knees, not just some random knees that he's throwing himself onto. And what? Well, when did he do it? Protinus, our new vocabulary word meaning immediately. Shouldn't be that color. And what? He did the second part's very easy. Yeah, and praised all gods in the world. Okay. So how many words who wrote 4 vocabulary words down from this one sentence? Good, Cora. That's what I want to hear, that we're writing down a lot of these words. Because I maintain y'all actually do okay with grammar. It's vocab that holds y'all back. Uh-huh.
Are these supposed to be on our sheet that you handed out?
The sentences are.
Because they're not.
Does it start with number 3?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine, because we already did this one. We'll start with number 3. We'll probably skip. Can anybody say number 2 real quickly? Cam? What? Perfect. Oh, how do you spell litter? Oh, that's what I did at first, but it looked wrong to me for some reason. Okay, thank you. Y'all know how to spell better than me do. So let's see. What was number 2? Gentes Graeciae, Gentibus Montibus et Parvis Finibus. So I think the main thing I need to get from this one is that conteneo means to contain. So that's actually a really easy one. And what tense and voice is it, Hayden? What tense and voice is contene bon tour? Hayden? Carly? Yes. So it's the clans of Greece, of Greece rather. What's our imperfect helping verb? Starts with a W. That'd be future. Were. So the clans of Greece were contained. Yeah, that is how we do the imperfect past. Was or were verb. By, and this was kind of weird to me yesterday. Huge mountains and small territories or boundaries. How can a boundary be small? I don't know what that means. All right. I think it's very narrow or something. Okay. So those are like weirdly ablatives of means, which is kind of strange, but that's what it is. Do I need to write anything other than conteneo? Do y'all know ingentis? Well, now you do. It means huge. Have y'all ever challenged yourself just to like look at something in a certain way and like maybe go all out and put your fingers on your temples like this and just like tell yourself like, I'm looking at this, now I'm gonna know it forever. That's what y'all should do when we gloss vocabulary like this. Is just like look at it in a way where you're gonna know it forever. Boundary. Well, you just got to go with your gut, you know. Yeah. Also, there's like this thing like called a memory palace where there's like memory competitions around the world where people like they'll give a person a whole deck of cards and they'll remember the order of every single card. I know how to do that. And they do it. You apparently like you can construct these like mental locations in your mind where you like there's like a room in your head and you place things in that room that you want to remember forever. You should explain it in essay. During essay, you should teach everyone how to have a memory palace. You don't want it, but you could put anything in there and have it forever.
There's a disorder where you
What, Hayden?
There's a disorder where you can literally remember everything, like when you're It's really hard for them because it's like really stressful and they have so much going on.
Right. It is to us, it sounds like a good thing, but it is a disorder where people have to remember every single thing. So that's really great if you're trying to like learn a language or something. But these people like learn, like they just know every date. They like, if you're like, what happened on October 21st, 2012? They're like, oh, this happened. I hung out with this person. And it's like, they don't even like it. It's like hard. All right. We translated number 3 really quickly. What was that? Now y'all can actually start writing these out. Quiz is we see quiz. What should we think? What, who, which, that? What do y'all think? Maybe who. Quiz is more likely to be who than qui. Qui might more likely be like what or which or that. Quiz who. What does euset mean? From eubeo, euberi. Yeah, to command. Good. So it changes a lot in its perfect stem form. Eutum, it means to command. It takes a infinitive and a dio. So y'all could write that kind of stuff in the third column of the vocabulary. So who commanded? Illam rem publicum. Keaton, what's illam rem publicum meaning and case? For one day only, we're gonna make this case not red, but purple. Cammy? Not this, but yep, and it's what case? Yeah, so just today, we're gonna make our accusatives purple. This is a good purple I cooked up. All right, that's Republic. It's always different on the screen. Oh yeah, on the screen, honestly, I do not like it that much. Oh well, on my screen it looks pretty good. Yeah, it's like a little too red. It's like a touch. The blue. Okay. And then what do I do to make the new color? No, not that. I always forget how to like add it to the thing. Ooh, this one's really good. But how do I add it? Oh, amazing. Okay, well let's use this purple. Let's see. We'll compare them. That's a much better purple. I mean, it's borderline blue, but
It's purple.
oh, up here it's definitely purple. On my screen it's a little bluish. Okay, who commanded that republic? Liberari. What's going on? Because like I'm already like this is just how this verb works. It takes an infinitive. That's how it is. So what is our infinitive? Anyone? Yeah, but it's not an active infinitive. It's a passive infinitive. Yeah. Remember passive infinitives. They end in ari, or in the second conjugation eri. Third, it's actually just I, so they're really tiny when it's third conjugation passive infinitive, and then fourth, it's like iri. Okay, so commanded that republic to what? Liberari. Not to actively liberate. Yeah, to be liberated. Who said that? Is that somebody in the back? Bailey, awesome. To be liberated. Liberated. What should we do with Servatute aspera, Elena? What case are Servatute aspera? It's kind of a spoiler that I am saying they go together because they do. But when I see like an E just hanging out like that, and then I see a long A, I'm thinking they're both ablative. But we need a preposition that is not in the Latin. So what preposition are we adding here? Chloe? Something about harsh servitude. What was this? We did this yesterday, right? So commanded that republic to be liberated. Should we say like with harsh servitude, by harsh servitude, from harsh servitude? Obviously what, Parker and Lucy? Yeah, from. So it's one of those ablative separations from harsh servitude or slavery. That needs to be green, even though I want to keep everything this nice purple color now. Gray with a red tint? I don't know if that's even possible.
It is possible.
Like what? Like just gray, like towards the.
Like a dusty.
This is dusty.
color,
Yeah.
It almost looks brown. It's kind of like tan. Outright. Well, yeah, that would just be all the way.
Really
And,
like a dusty pink.
A-
Like my pink.
Right.
oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Yeah, right there.
Oh, I like
Keep
that color. Go forward. Keep it.
But if I go too forward, it becomes kind of like.
Yeah, right there.
Right there. Right there.
Well, it's almost just like it's like a peach almost.
No, it's very cute.
Okay. All right. Good. Hopefully, at the very least, maybe I'll write down Eubeo. What else could we write down? We could write aspera, asperum. It's harsh. Also, acer. and aceribus is harsh. I don't know why they've given us the same adjective 3 times. Cervitude, that's too easy, right? So that's really the only words that quis is usually who. Okay, number 4. This one looks easy. Iste and quit. Who can just translate those first 2 words? Yeah, Parker, translate these first 2 words. What is iste? It's like iste. Remember, it's just the mean illa. Luke. Yeah, and since there's nothing else there, let's say that, and what can we add? That. Yeah, it's masculine. So that man, and I'm gonna put it in italics so it looks kind of like someone is saying this disgustedly. Of yours. He said, and quit just means he said. I think it's new. He said, and it's like always third person. He or she said, and it can be like perfect or present. It's kind of just like, it's just like whatever kind of thing, whatever goes. Anything goes. All right. He said, Scolaribus suis brevi tempora taletur. What are the cases? We got 2 noun phrases. What are they, anyone? Lucy? They don't look like it, but they are noun phrases. There are 2 of them. There are 2 of them. So Hayden, Hayden and Daniel, are y'all feeling pretty rusty coming back to Latin? So Daniel, you have a good excuse. Hayden, I just know if you're not in class, it's different than being in class. But Dan, because like you weren't doing Latin, I assume, at all. But these are both. Let's see. These are both adjectives. So, I mean, I'm not yes. They're both. No, they're not adjectives. They're ablatives. That's what I'm trying to say. They're both ablatives. They don't look like it, but this is, ablative dative plural, one of those. And then suis, that's old school first and second declension ablative dative plural. Tempora, that's ablative singular. And brevi for these third declension adjectives, that's actually the ablative 2. So before we move on, let's write, I'm very laggy today. Suis, suum is like his own or her own or their own. It depends. Breva is what, anyone? Not brave, but brief. And so the long I is either ablative or dative singular. Here I'm thinking ablative just because it's next to an ablative noun. So that's why I think they're going together. And then this new verb, teleo, teleri, means what, anyone? Or is it tolera? I don't know if this is second or third. Oh, it's third. Tolo, tolera. Sustuli sublatum, obviously. It means to raise or like build up or to destroy. 2 very similar things, obviously. So how do we put this all together? This is the new verb, but I've defined it for you now. What voice is taletur, Carly? What voice is it? It is passive, yeah. Remember, guys, y'all know your active endings pretty well. So if it looks newish, it's probably not active unless it's you not remembering your perfect actives, which some of y'all still kind of forget those. But yeah, this is passive, third person. If tolo tolera is third conjugation, like I believe it is, what tense is it if it's taletur? Anyone? Yeah, I think it's future. So it's going to be like what? That man, what? Yeah, will, then what? Let's say this is a meaner sentence. It's not like a nice one. He's not going to be built up. He will be destroyed. So now, okay, now I think I know what to do with at least Scolaribus suis. What? What should we do? What does Scala Scolaris mean? I know y'all don't know that. Yeah, it's like the same as insidiae, basically. It means like evil or like wickedness or like, I think you mean plot just like insidia. But like wickedness. So what are we doing with it? It's an ablative with no preposition. Yeah, so it probably means by his own, let's say wickedness. It sounds more dramatic. Yeah. Good. Yeah, and because that's all I can think of in this context that would work. Like ablative means we can look back at the list of ablatives without prepositions in a second. But okay, and then so what should we do with brevi tempora? What kind of ablative is that? What does tempora mean? Anyone? It doesn't mean the crispy stuff you put on sushi. Time. Tempus temporis. So it's an ablative of. Don't overthink it. It's the most obvious thing. If tempora means time, this is ablative of time when. Yeah. Often used in ablative of time when. Remember, these ablatives are not named in any clever or confusing way. They're named in very clunky ways that almost sound like not even like actual terms. So what? Something about a brief time. Should we say in a brief time, at a brief time? Well, actually, I don't even know. That's like a real question. It'll be destroyed by his own wickedness. Yeah, let's say let's say short time. I think brief would sound weird in this context, actually. So I got to make that another color here. Well, it's a dark green because we use green for all the ablatives, so it's good I have so many shades there. Where is this? Whoa, that was weird. Let's look at our ablative uses again. So the ones without prepositions, because we had 2 ablative noun phrases right next to each other. What are our only options? We have 4 basically for ablatives that don't have preposition buddies. It's means. That's what we did with his own evil deeds. Like there, it's like his own hand. Manner's rare. Let's ignore manner actually. Time when is like the other big one. And then separation is this one that we've been seeing a lot for the past 2 chapters. And separation only shows up with certain verbs like libero, prohibeo, and careo, to free, to prohibit, and to lack. So anyway, not that many options. It's like usually like it's easier when the preposition's there, and then you have a lot of options. And when it's not there, it's basically 3. Because I'm gonna go ahead and just gonna delete manner. Bam. No, just kidding. That'd be. I should keep it there. Okay. Let's do at least a couple more, or one more maybe. All right. Oh my gosh. Okay, this will be the last one. No, we actually have plenty of time. All right. What does contra mean, Keaton? Contra's a cool word. It's a prep. You know? Cammy? It means against. So how can we think of this? Well, for a lot of people in GT, y'all were supposed to debate yesterday, and you didn't prep, apparently. It was a good debate. But remember, when you're debating, somebody is pro the thing you're debating, and someone is con. The con is from contra here. So someone's against whatever you're arguing for, someone's pro. Pro means for. Con means against. Oh, anyway, and it takes a accusative. Okay, there's that. What does alias mean? We get words like alien and alias from it. Yeah. Alias means other. Sometimes it means another. We get alien, and y'all know what the word alias means? It's like a disguise. Like if you're like in disguise, you're like you have like a fake name. It's like your alias. Okay, manus means what? It does mean something. What declension is it, anyone? No, it's manus manus. Fourth. It's fourth. And it means manual. Hand. Manual transmission in cars involve using your hand to change gear. Or hand. You have a car. That's nice. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, nowadays they still make manuals. It's weird. Let's just keep. Well, we know malorum, right? Kiwium. What is kiwium? Citizen. Yep. For a long time, we had kiwi toss, which was citizenship. Eadim. What is idim? No. What is it again? Okay, this one's hard. It's like it's idim. I think eadim or something. What does that mean? Cammy? Good. That's my least favorite word in all of Latin, I think. But Cammy remembers it despite that. Yeah, I can see that. Res rei obviously means thing or matter. Iterum. What does iterum mean? Y'all know what it means to reiterate something? Yeah, so it means like again. And then pero parare means to prepare. All right, let's at least work into the semicolon then. Okay. So who wants to take on contra alias manus? And y'all know why I think manus and alias go together? Anybody tell? For one thing, it looks like manus.
Oh wait.
Yeah. I think manus must be feminine because alias is feminine, accusative, whereas manus is fourth declension accusative plural. But I think they do go together. So I use my dark red for object of accused. So against what? Other hands? Okay, I don't know where this is going. I can already tell I don't. What if it was like in other hands? Maybe that'll make sense to us in a second. Malorum kiwium. What case are both of those? No, Carly. What do you say, Parker? Yes. Carly, if I had finished asking you, would you have been able to tell their genitive? So malorum, hopefully we could. Kiwium, that's kind of weird. But if it's a third declension I stem, it gets this IUM, not just UM. So it's actually easier to tell it's genitive plural than other third declension nouns. So what is that going to be against other hands? What? Oh, you think EA did? Yeah, I think. Ooh, okay. Cammy thinks these are also going with malorum or this. In what case? So they're. So what, Core? Yeah.
They cut off each other's hands and fought against other hands.
Oh, okay, cool. I definitely won't report that to Mr. Killingsworth. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, he could write that. Hey, if we finish this sentence, we can write that sentence. We can try. Against other hands of. This sounds weird. Of like evil of the same evil citizens. Can y'all even tell this dark red is different than the pink? Oh, it's because it's not. It's not actually. What if I tried to insist that it was? That'd be weird. Against other hands of the same evil citizens. Okay, race. What is race? But like, what case is it? It could be accusative. It could also just be nominative because we need a subject. So maybe it's nominative plural. The fifth declension, the nominative singular is the same as the nominative plural. So, and why do I need it to be plural? Well, because I'm seeing my verb. And what tense and voice is perab pluntor, Chloe? What tense and voice do you think it is? Yeah, it's passive. What tense? Buntor. It's the same bunt we've always known and loved. Luke? Oh, it's future, all right. So it's something like the matter will be what? Para means to prepare. Will be prepared. And HRM just means again. So let's like fix this thing now because this is just nonsense right now. Against other hands of the same evil. Oh, okay. This is weird. Manus is usually hand, but it can also be banned for some reason. I don't know why. Let's just go with it. Because that sounds a little better. And let's move my subject and verb stuff to the beginning. Maybe that'll help it sound less crazy. So the matter will be prepared again against other bands of the same evil citizens. Well, you can just like underline it and like move an arrow or something. But that's like we're doing live spot translating right now, so it's very I don't know, it's just kind of like it's improv style. I think you're talking about Cicero trying the senators who helped Catiline. My poor old great grandfather. Okay. Senatus rem publicum. Senatus, what are we thinking? What case is that? Anyone out loud? Think more simple. First noun we're seeing. Maybe it's just nominative. And senatus, it is fourth declension. So as long as I didn't leave off a macron, this has to be nominative singular. It's not like the other long US's in fourth declension where it's like, maybe it's nominative plural, maybe it's accusative plural. I think that's just the subject. Okay. That's just the subject. Then rem publicum is obviously what case, Keaton? We already asked Keaton about rem publicum. What case is rem publica? Good. So that's like some kind of direct object. So now we're getting into a more traditional structure here. We got a subject, we got a direct object. That's familiar. Defendant. Well, wonder what that means. So who can translate these first 4 words of this part? Anyone? It's very straightforward. Yeah, that's all it is. The Senate. I think defendant is just present actually. Do we have the word defendant, or do they just like? Sometimes I think they just give us verbs because they're like they'll figure it out. Defendo, defendera. It would be third conjugation. I think it is actually future. And it will defend the republic. So yeah, when you see rem publicum together, just translate it as republic. You can say it's the state if you want, but why not just do what it looks like? The republic. And something about isti. What is isti? This is the second time we've seen isti in a second. No? Okay. Like those men, right? Those men, ex finibus nostris. What case is finibus nostris, Bailey? Good. And then keto just means quickly. I'll write that out real quick. Keto means quickly. It's an adverb. Oh, I know y'all don't. I feel like y'all really don't know this verb. What is discato? Discatera. To depart. Depart. Have y'all ever seen the movie Departed? So in the movie The Departed, everyone's from Boston, so they have those Boston accents, and they say things like "wicked smart." And if they pronounce the word "depart," they would say like "departed." They don't pronounce their R's very much. And those men depart from, because that's what X means. X from what? From our territories is probably good. Yeah, territories are boundaries. Right. So that's an ablative, place from which. So yeah, they're talking about some Catiline type stuff. That's a story we're going to translate next week, is Cicero screaming at Catiline in the Senate. All right, let's write Cora's sentence now. Cora, what was your messed up sentence?
That's not what my sentence
People
was.
cut off people's hands. And
They-
then
no,
fight
no, no.
others.
It's like a game of telephone.
They
Now.
cut off their hands and fought with other hands.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
gotta be fun, though, just, like, cut off your
It's like, and then you go.
What if like admin came in like right when we were like finishing this up?
Right. They watched the video.
Or yeah, because I'm okay. So secco secare is to cut. So that's what we're gonna use. Well, that's what if you cut hair, but that'll work. Yeah.
They cut off their head and then use the head.
No.
So how do we say they cut? Let's just say con, third person plural, right? We can just leave it that way. We don't even need to say they. And we probably don't want it to be the first word. They cut what? Like their own?
Off their own hands.
So the off, I think, is just going to be implied. I don't think we need a word for it. So how do we say their own hands, anyone? We still have manus right here. Yeah, no, so we use manus, manus, but what case does it need to be? Whoa. Yeah, it needs to be accusative, singular, plural, Lucy. So it's going to be like manus. It's going to be the long US that shows up in like 3 spots. And how do we make it their own? We're going to use this guy. Right? And that's first and second declension endings for sua, suum. So we need to say like, apparently manus is feminine, so it's going to be su what? That'd be singular, so su, yeah, it'd be suas. So they cut off their own hands. And what?
Hands.
You said they use them, Cora?
And use them to fight other hands. and use them to fight.
I think I know what to use for use, but let me make sure. Well,
I like mine.
we,
You
what,
should share it with the other class.
once we finish the main thing, we can like decide the subject, because right now there is no subject other than the they. We can decide who the they is and like specify. But let's get it all down first. Use UT. Okay. All right, guys, this is going to be used. Shh. Guys, calm down. This is still class. This is serious business right now.
Ridiculous sentence.
It's still Latin. They use what? They use like other hands, right? They use them to fight other hands.
Yeah, so like people just are cutting each other's hands off and like fighting. So what do they use?
Okay.
So
So we're almost done, guys. What's a relative pronoun we can use for like they use them to refer back to the hands? Anyone? It'd be like, I mean, literally I can't think of it either. That's why I'm asking. Let's say honk. No, Haas actually. Because it's like those hands. They use those hands, which are their own, to do what? To
fight other.
okay. Pugnare means to fight. So alias manus. There we go. It's perfect.
You need to show this to everyone you know.
I do. They use those hands.
You cut off your left hand and then put it in your right hand.
Why can't I cut off your
All right. I guess we're gonna call it there. Y'all can work on homework for a little while or make like flashcards of the words y'all wrote down. All right. Goodbye, people. Say goodbye to your class.